So what is the common ground really? What are we talking about between the Harufia painters, the letterist um, artists who made poems, sounds, paintings, metagraphies, hypergraphies, multimedial um, uh, images, using images, text, using letters, the letterists especially, and then made up new letters. And also with Semitic writing, where there's a language of writing without any meaning. And that common ground is this search for not just to reuse language or to reinvent language, but for a new kind of language, which is um, not wholly ethemic, which is not wholly letterist or hypergraphy, but is something different and uses these different techniques. So whether it's symbolic language or bits of text or new letters introduced into their text made out of new letters or existing letters in new formations to make new kinds of words and new sounds. Um, Now, the Harufia painters are often characterized as an Arab nationalist movement, and that's because the Harufia, when the time period, that late modernist period, 40s, 50s, 60s, was a decolonial time, especially in those countries, Iraq, Iran, Sudan, um, Pakistan, India. Um, but it's not really Arabic. They were using different kinds of different languages as well, Persian, Urdu. In Sudan, there was more of a African symbology being used and African symbols coming in to the Khartoum school. So I want to put forward that this is more of a decolonial, proletarian kind of experimentation and deconstruction of language, and has a necessarily internationalist rather than a nationalist character. And it's looking to deconstruct language not to reinvent it, but to bring in other things and to create something new. The letterists also were using a new kind of language, creating their own letters. And two of the main early letterists, Isidore Isou, who was a Jewish refugee um, from Romania in Paris, and Gabriel Pomerand, who was also a Jewish um, Parisian. And again, Isou makes a decision not to write in Hebrew, but to write in French, but also to totally issue this new letterist manifesto and create new letters. And again, I think that's again not searching for a statehood, not searching for a nation, but for a new kind of internationalist, proletarian way of using language.